Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'd like to play for you the Chopin Waltz in A minor, just slowly, but with expression. And then I'd like to give a little sort of a tutorial on what I think are the important points in terms of the structure of the piece and the tone and the ornaments. And then I'd like to take the iPad and hold it over my right hand, see if I can show you what the fingering is on those ornaments, because that's the tricky part of this piece. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Give it a try anyway. So once I have the memory, it'll be better. I'll be able to think more in terms of making it into a poetic piece. And the structure is important in doing that, in that this piece is built on 8-bar regular normal sentences. Irregular would be like 9 bars or 10, this kind of thing, but regular normal is 8 bars, so it's 4 plus 4. And each of the 4 can be divided into 2 bars. And it's just like a question for the first 4 bars. Breathe, and then give the answer as a sigh or as a whatever. Just give the expression in terms of showing it, the structure of the piece that way. And it helps. So the other thing is the tone. When you sit at the piano, sit with your spine tall, like a stack of checkers. You're right in front of middle C. And then, excuse me, just lean forward on your sits bones to let your body weight move forward underneath your elbow, because then you have your whole relaxed arm weight ready to flop through to the floor. And this can be done on one single note at a time, and release on the way up and drop. Flop right through. And don't think you have to wait till you know the piece to be able to do this, because doing it slowly like this will get it better into your hands as well. So it's a good way to practice. And the force, it's like a baseball player, catcher. He uses his mitt and he puts it out there and the ball flies into his mitt and he takes that weight, that force, that impact with his hand and with his mitt. And your fingers do the same thing. The finger is firm because what closes and what open work against each other as an antagonistic pair and make the finger firm. But the hand is completely movable and loose. The whole arm is complete, and elbow is completely movable and loose. Your shoulders are relaxed and dropped. So if you can release on the way up and flop right through and feel that gravity decelerates what you released on the way up, and then it accelerates it down right through, then that's your power too. That empowers each note. And when you can use that weight as your origin of the tone and just anchor the weight in the key when you come down through, that's the strength of that glove or that mitt taking that ball, or the hand or the finger taking the energy of the drop into a balance of that weight on the key. And when the elbow is so loose, you just pull up on the elbow a little bit and move the hand that way. Say you want to go way up there, you just lifting it and dropping the weight in the hand into the next key allows it to happen in such a natural, smooth, beautiful way. So intonation is important. You have to listen for a note to die. It goes, hear it die down, and then match how quiet it got, and then go this kind of thing. It just allows you to be more expressive with your playing. You can't do it on an electric keyboard. There's no way. Chopin wrote for a real piano, and he understood harmonics and overtones. He knew that when he puts the damper pedal down, all the dampers are off those wires, so they're free to vibrate. So if there's a note that's A, it's also vibrating at A. If that's A440, it's also vibrating at 8880 and twice as fast. And he proves it by holding the damper off that note and playing this. And you hear that pitch start up. All these harmonics, then the perfect fifth above that and so on, all these are open. When he plays this, till there to have you change your pedal. So he understood all that stuff, and he could never show you that on an electric keyboard because it's not possible. On a piano, this is a lever. When this end goes down, the other end goes up, and it sends the hammer up. It lops it up into the wire to make a sine curve like a skipping rope. And that vibration of that wire is transferred through the bridge to the sounding board, which does that, to the air, which reaches the listener's ear, and eventually their heart and their emotion. It's the feeling. So when you can get that combined with intonation, matching how quiet it got, and then taking the listener somewhere, and then have that damper pedal down to hear those harmonics, then it becomes so beautiful to listen to. So those are all just points for you to consider when you're practicing. Now, I'm going to take this iPad and see if I can hold it over my hand and show you the fingering for the ornaments. If it doesn't work, I'll just make a separate video for that part. Anyway, we'll give it a try.